Welcome, everyone, to the GreeneScene podcast. This is our first in a series, and we're really excited to get started and share our memories and our plans and our dreams and what's going on with all of you out there. Thank you for joining us. I am Shelly Brown, one of the original founders of the Direct Results and the GreeneScene. And with me today is Bret Moore, the current editor of the GreeneScene Magazine, and Pam Marisa, also a founder of the company Direct Results and the GreeneScene Magazine. And the owner, current owner and boss. She's the boss lady. So we're going to start out just by reminiscing a little bit about how the GreeneScene Magazine came to be in our community and some of the things that we remember and planned for it and some of our future plans. We'll go on to that. So, and I guess we'll just start out with memories. Pam, do you have any memories that you want to share?
Well, I thought that you could start off by telling us how we actually got started.
Yeah. Okay. Well, many of you maybe remember another founding member was a business partner was BJ Qualick, and she was with us at the time. And we left the radio station where we used to work and just started this thing. And BJ had a history in her life of direct mail. She had a thing called a Coupon Express up in Pittsburgh area. And so with her knowledge of direct mail, we thought, well, we'll start this little paper that we're going to send out. And originally, we called it the Green Saver because we were going to feature ads and coupons and businesses. And the whole idea was it was going to be like the little budget thing that people could look at. But with our very first issue, we introduced the GreeneScene, which was a picture of something in the area all around. And we hadn't really sent out more than 2 or 3 issues before we realized that it wasn't really Green Saver like in the money saver.
Like the penny saver.
Like penny saver. It was, and just a play on words, Green Saver, like you're savoring Greene County and all the good that it has. And a few years into it, we changed the actual name of the publication to GreeneScene. But yeah, it started out direct mail into every household in Greene County. And I remember those in the beginning, we had some very important people that supported us in our advertising. We sold like 4. The thing was only 8 pages long, and with 4 of them were full-page ads. From I have to credit Four Seasons and
Murray Hoy.
And
big supporter.
Yeah, and at the time, the John Howard was still in.
Yes, and Barnhart's.
And Barnhart's, yeah, there they were. Couldn't have done it without him. We didn't have any money, didn't make any loans. We just got it started on a shoestring and sold enough ads to pay for the publishing and the postage that first issue.
And we didn't have an office. Well, before I came along, it actually started in April of 2002, and I didn't come on board until January of 2003. And so they used to do business out of their vehicles. We didn't even have an office.
Yeah, we parked in the Giant Eagle parking lot because we could get cell signal up there. And you couldn't in those days everywhere. But yeah, we did. We started out there, and then we went into right down on the main drag and got that office that originally was I don't know what it was originally, but I know it had been a coin shop and a...
Yeah, it was right beside First Federal, and if you stretched your arm, you could touch the walls.
Yeah.
So when I came along in January, I'm like, we were on top of each other. And then all the mail we were getting from the contest, we just ran out of room instantly.
We did.
So we
said,
moving. All right, we're going to move. And we moved across the street and down the street into a building there. But that didn't last very long because we outgrew that very quickly. Yeah. And then we moved into 141 East High Street.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when I started, I had worked for the Greene County Messenger, and I worked for Jim Moore at the time, which that's a whole nother story talking about Jim Moore, which is Bret's dad, full circle. But I used to work there, and when we rented the building for the GreeneScene, I was in the exact same desk that I was when I worked for the
office right there.
Greene County Messenger. So another full circle in my life.
Yeah. That was the first building that we actually purchased at one point, didn't we?
No, we rented that building.
Oh, that's right.
And then we purchased
up the street.
The street where the Greene County Office Supply was for a while. Mm. And we shared that space for a while with another company. And then we outgrew that. And then we moved where we currently are at 185 Wade Street, which...
Back to John Howard again.
Yeah, and we've outgrown that.
Yeah.
So luckily I was able to purchase a lot next door when the old roller rink burnt down.
Yeah.
And So we do have that lot to expand. And then we've also expanded into Morgantown, and we have an office and a location down here.
And I think what enabled all that, Pam, was the personality of the publication. It's like a living thing. It really is. And the content from the very beginning has been a lot what people sent us. We solicited those GreeneScene pictures and people's stories. And one of the things we like to reminisce about was this time of year. I don't know. We'd ask people to send us pictures, right? So the first they actually brought these in. Their produce from their garden, giant produce,
or produce that looked like famous people. It was so bizarre.
It was.
I'm like, I would walk in the morning, I'm like, what is going on? We're surrounded by giant produce. And they were just so proud. Of course, we were proud too and wanted to put it in the publication.
Yeah, and that's what
so
we did.
It was fun. And then I'll never forget was it horsehead mushrooms? It was humongous. They brought in sheep's head mushrooms. Yeah. That's right. And that thing was huge. And I'm like, he was very proud though.
Well, we called him the mushroom guy. We had a guy, Terrence, that would go out morel hunting and all. He was very much a mushroom expert. And he would come in just to get for us to do a little story on his mushrooms at that time.
But we also had the blueberry guy.
Oh, yeah.
The blueberry guy. He would bring us blueberries, but he would give us like a half-hour speech on how to take care of them before he would let us even touch them. So we all had to sit under his tutorial of blueberries before we were actually allowed to have them. Now, they were the best blueberries in the world.
They were.
But I do know how to take care of blueberries properly now.
Yes. He made sure that we knew how to properly store them and use them before he would turn them loose. So meeting the people was really fun.
Oh, it was. Yeah. But when we started out, it was me, Shelly, and BJ. And I was thinking, when I came on board, like, how do I fit in with these two? And I was like, because I didn't really know them that well. And I thought, well, you know what? It's up to me to make it happen. So I just put myself right in the middle. And then we plugged along. We had a blast. We had so much fun. And then it was like time to hire the first employee. And that was a very big deal.
Yeah.
And so back then in 2003, yes, we hired our first employee. And now we're up to about 35 employees.
Isn't that something?
So it's grown quite a lot.
It has.
Not just with the GreeneScene, but with direct results also.
Yeah, the whole thing. That was the other thing. We started that business at the same time. It was part of what we were doing, promotional products or whatever, but it's also really blossomed and bloomed. And it's all, I don't know, I think it's all because we deal so locally. Even though we have customers that are all over the world, our resources and the thing that builds us up, our employees, our resources, are all from the region. And that's good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in 2008, when the oil and gas boom hit, we decided to
We started chasing white trucks. That's what we did.
Chasing white trucks, we did. And we started networking heavily and got involved with a lot of the oil and gas. Shelly was working with Pioga very closely, the Tri-County
Oil and Gas.
We worked very closely with them. And then before you know it, all our clients that we got to know would move on to like North Dakota or Oklahoma or Texas, and they would take us with them. And so that's how we got to be all over the United States. And I think we even have someone in Hawaii. But I think that we're in like 27 different states right now shipping things to them. So that's pretty exciting. We recently shipped to Thailand, London, and Egypt. So we have some things that we recently shipped to there.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been a real trip all the way through, and the growth and the changes. Some things remain. To this day, we have GreeneScenes in the magazine.
We still have the GreeneScene from the original, paper.
Oh yeah, and then
the GreeneScene contest.
The contest every month when we began with the very first issue, we put a picture in. Everybody that reads the GreeneScene knows about the contest. People had to identify what it was, where it was, or whatever, and then they'd win a $100 prize.
And unfortunately, it's still $100. We didn't do anything about inflation. It's still $100, but still a good prize.
Hey, $100 is still a good prize, yeah. But I do have to. The very first GreeneScene, I don't know if anybody listening will remember this, was Jeff McCracken's necktie that he was wearing. The picture did not show his face; it just showed his necktie. And that was, he was somebody everybody knew. And Jeff always wore distinctive or entertaining ties. That was kind of a hallmark of his. And so we put that in there. And I think that very first one, we probably only got maybe I don't know, 12 or 15 replies, but the one who was it? Diane Diane, right?
Youngkin. Diane
Diane
Youngkin from Fox
won.
Ford
She
won
won the
that.
very first
Yes,
green
she
scene.
did.
Yeah, she recognized Jeff's tie. But we had a lot of interesting ones over the years. We also had Duck Patterson's boots in there once.
Because he always had one pant leg tucked
One pant
in.
leg, and we got answers. And one that struck me as funny was we took a picture of the Civil War memorial in
Was it
Jollytown.
Jollytown?
Yeah, down in Jollytown, and we got a lot of responses, but a lot of them said it was Doug Wilson, and it did look like him.
It did. Oh my gosh.
So that was a lot of fun. We used to get the mailmen. We got to know them really well because they would bring in, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds and hundreds of letters when we at that time. That's how everybody could enter contests.
Well, we did move ahead a little bit. We used
Got
to
more
have
digital.
everybody mail things in, but now we've got everything online too, because stamps are, getting more and more expensive. But you can enter through mailing it in or online now.
Yeah. So, though recently we feel like the paper has grown.
Yeah, I think this issue is going to be up to 72, 76 pages.
See?
So we went from eight
Eight pages to 76 pages.
76 pages. It's unbelievable.
A lot of that recently is due to Bret here, who has become the editor of the GreeneScene, and we are so fortunate. I think the whole community is fortunate that he's doing that.
Absolutely.
And it's really expanded in its coverage of everything. Fun stuff still.
Oh, lots of fun.
It's still very fun and entertaining. But also informative, huh, Bret?
Bret, tell us about your history and what you have planned.
Yeah, how did you become so qualified to be a editor of the
I'm
Green?
not sure
People
I am, actually.
are shocked.
Yes, everybody's shocked that I am.
And TR's writing skills, too.
So I taught English for 30 years at McGuffey, and I retired, I thought. And then I became the director of community service for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And then I retired, I thought. And then I became the director of Parks and Recreation. Mm-hmm. And I was going to retire this year, I thought. And Pam, I've been writing a column for the last, 4 years?
Yeah.
It's a sports column based largely on my books and then the random thoughts that I have. And Pam convinced me that maybe one more career might be
In line.
might be in line. And, we go way back to the Greene County Messenger days. My father started that, and I remember sitting around his kitchen table. Dan Morris, my father, and I decided to do that. My father was leaving the Observer. And then eventually Pam came on board and worked for my dad, which makes it, like Pam mentioned, a nice little full circle thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
Jim Moore was my mentor.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today because I wanted to quit on day 2. And he said, no, I got this.
So, yeah, I think we want to keep the core of what you guys started because it's, like you said, it's so integral to the county. Mm-hmm. And it touches something in people on a deep level. They love that stuff. Yeah. And there's a community involvement that we want to keep. But like you said, if we can expand a little bit here and there and put in some informative stuff, mm-hmm. I mean, just different areas.
Well, people love that. I think the sports section, which we didn't really ever have prior to Bret.
Hometown Heritage.
Hometown Heritage. Well, and your book. Tell them, people know you by that.
I wrote a couple books on the history of sports in Greene County, went back to the 1860s and then through 2021, I believe. And it's 2 volumes. And, I always loved reading John O'Hara, that kind of stuff. Right. And my dad always had those kind of things. And I heard great stories from a lot of people, but nobody ever put them together. Mm-hmm. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to get all these sources and just stick them in one book. So did a lot of research, spent a lot of time at Cornerstone and out at the Historical Society. And people say to me, well, that must have been a lot of work. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I love doing it. I would have been doing it sickly anyhow. I mean, I just love doing that stuff.
And the titles?
Unnecessary Roughness.
That was the
I'm
first
sorry.
one.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my
Ungentlemanly, or-
of the book you mean.
Yeah, the book. Yeah.
The title book is Rough and Ungentlemanly Tactics.
It's a great title.
And we got it from a lot of the teams were talking about W&J at the turn of the century. There were a couple quotes on Waynesboro College, Penn State, and Pitt refused to play W&J because of their rough and ungentlemanly tactics.
Ah, that's where. Okay, that's the
Yes.
origin.
And I just thought that was a great title, and it kind of fit the picture that we were trying to paint of the sports at that time, because there weren't a lot of rules, and which I just found fascinating. And my column this month has to do with the professional baseball team in 1906 in Waynesburg, and there were a lot of rough guys that played back then.
Yeah.
A lot of games stopped for fights and riots and things like that. So that's a time period I think it's kind of fun to look back on.
It is. It is. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can catch it in the GreeneScene every month, plus current sports news.
Yes.
Of the area, high school, college, and if you really want to dive into it, the books. We have the books on sale at the Direct Results office.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And other places around town.
It's also at McCracken Pharmacy.
Well, there you go. McCracken strikes again.
And we also recently brought on T.R. Maley and
Yes.
expanded into an outdoor section. And seems to be very popular. A lot of people like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have TR on a future podcast to talk about his experiences in the outdoors and how he can actually write. We were shocked. And we just found out at the last meeting that he can can. He cans peaches and pickles.
Oh, boy.
So he's just full of surprises. So he has lots of stories to tell.
I remember when you found out he was an artist, you were shocked too.
He's an artist. I couldn't
Wow,
believe it. He's a man of many
Jack of all
talents.
trades, huh?
But he's brought a lot to the outdoor section we never had before. And he actually did a column on groundhog casserole not too long ago. So he's also a chef. Didn't know that. Man of many talents.
And we'd like to get paid by how often people tell both of us, I never knew you could ever actually write.
We didn't know you were that smart. That's what comments they're getting.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
But we also brought on Brad Braddock recently, and he's got a lot of history in Greene County, and he's written several books. So we'll have Brad on a future podcast.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of stringer writers that write for us. So if anybody's interested in writing, just send Brett an email and see what you're interested in writing, and we'll give it some consideration.
Yeah, we're trying to expand the voice to people like Dolly, who's written Executive Insight, and
Yeah.
Athena, just different people who we think that can share their viewpoints.
Chuck Trump. But we also
Yes.
we started something new when Brett started as editor. It's called Town Square. And do you want to talk about that a little bit, Brett?
Yeah, we wanted, I hate to use the word political, that's the wrong word. Just community issues that are important to people. And there will be times that somebody may have a political slant, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for informative and educated expressions that, just somebody's opinion. And we're more than happy to accept opposing viewpoints. It's not really a point-counterpoint, but it's the idea that we want to get discussion going about events that are important in the county right now.
Right. It's like we were from the beginning. The people's contributions, whether it be their pictures, their thoughts, their opinions, their questions, their everything, it has a place. It has
Yes.
a place there. And if it's important to the county, it's important to us.
Yeah, we're always looking for good pictures, good story ideas, opinions, what people want to talk about, giving other people a different perspective on how to think about things. So we are striving to keep it interesting and fresh, and so we encourage everybody to just send their opinions, their ideas, and send them in to us so we can take them into consideration.
And we want to make sure it's an elevated platform where people being respectful.
Yes.
We don't want it to digress into anything ugly. We want to keep it positive.
Always positive.
Always positive. And it's okay to have differing viewpoints as long as you're looking at it from a positive perspective.
Yes, positive and enriching.
Yes.
It's always been good.
Yes.
We seek the good, not the. We don't
correct.
report on the bad. We look for the good, and there is a lot of good in Greene County
there's
and
a-
around.
There's a lot of sources already where people go down low, and that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's already out there.
That's already out there. That's not us.
Correct. Well, one of my favorite memories is when Shelly approached me and said, Pam, I'd like to do something called the Brag Mag. I go, yeah? What is it? She goes, where people send in pictures of the deer they shot. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, no. she
No,
said.
no, absolutely not. No.
I don't do
I
dead
don't
deer.
do dead deer.
That's
And then Shelly's like, but Pam, I think there's an audience for that. So we, respectfully argued that back and forth for several years. And it's been one of our most popular issues for a good, 10 or 12 years.
Oh,
And now
yeah.
TR can't wait to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a pretty fun time of agreeing to disagree on some subjects.
Yeah. Well, we've tried a few things that didn't work too.
Oh, yeah.
But it's in general, it's done pretty good. Everything we and again, a lot of it comes from the people. I think actually the Brag Mag idea. Fred was the manager of Save a Lot when Save a Lot was
yes.
was the one who suggested that to me, and it went. One of our publishers, the printers, was the one that first suggested that we call the publication the GreeneScene. And we took that right up. So again, we're always open to change and new ideas as long as they're good ones, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Every now and then we try. Something doesn't work, but like everything associated with the GreeneScene usually is, this has been fun, guys. I've really enjoyed speaking with
Oh,
you.
so
and
much fun.
Our listeners out there, I hope you've enjoyed it as well. We always want to invite you to be a part of this podcast as well. As Pam just mentioned, if you have story ideas or issues that you want to express or thoughts and want to help be a part of this communication in our region here, the GreeneScene is the best way to do it, and you can be a part of this also. You can, Bret, what's your contact info?
Bret at directresults.us, or you can reach out to me at info@GreeneSceneMagazine.com.
If you have anything that you want to share in the GreeneScene, there's your contact, and it'll be posted as well on the site.
And by the way, Bret is with one T.
Oh, okay.
I spell it the correct way.
And for future episodes, we're excited that our next episode will be with T.R. Maley, our outdoor editor. And he might have some really interesting he'll definitely have interesting stories, but maybe a few recipes that nobody's thought of.
There you go. And if you have something interesting for that, you can also send in ideas on it, or your best fishing story or whatever. So this has been the GreeneScene podcast, and we sure appreciate your being with us and welcome you to tune back in.